Hello everyone and very good day. Our presentation covers our geological mapping at UMK Jeli campus. We focus on identify outcrops through the GPS data and physical characteristics like rock hardness and weathering to improve our particles field scale. Let's be divided into the detail.
Moving on to our first primary observation site, Outcrop 1. We recorded our temporal and spatial data on April 15, 2026 at approximately 12:40 p.m. The site is located as GPS as we show in the slide at Ailanas, Kelantan, and an elevation of 60 meters. As we can see in the compass data and the site photo, the outcrop is characterized by significant vegetation coverage, which is presented specific challenges for direct observation. To better understand the scale of Outcrop 1, we perform dimension sketching by scaling the outcrop against a person in the frame. Standing at 152 centimeters, we estimated the total height to be approximately 1.52 meters. The estimated width is roughly 5.5 meters. Although the rocks were partially obscured by plant life, there was enough exposed material to conduct a physical analysis. Finally, we analyzed the physical characteristics of the rock material at this site. First one, color. The outcrop displays a mix of reddish brown, orange, and pale yellow hues. Hardness. The material appears as regolith or saprolite with low to moderate hardness. It is fragile enough to be broken apart by hand or rock hammer. Weathering. We identify chemical weathering processes including hydrolysis and oxidation. Physical weathering. Evidence of root wedging, erosion, slope wash, and thermal expansion was also observed, contributing to the current state of the outcrop. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Abang Muhammad Azim bin Abang Muhyiddin. Moving on to our second site, Outcrop 2. We recorded this data on April 15, 2026 at approximately 10:50 am. Geographically, we are located in Ailanas, Kelantan at an elevation of 60 meters. As you can see from the compass, reading the outcrop is oriented at 30 degrees north. To give a sense of scale for this site, we have used a person standing in the frame for direct comparison. Based on a height of 154 cm, we have estimated the outcrop's height to be approximately 1.45 meters. Horizontally, the site spans roughly 6 meters in width. This sketch helps visualize the layering and the general profile of the terrain we are analyzing. Now, let's look at the physical characteristic of the material. The rock exhibits a reddish orange to brownish color, which is a key indicator of its chemical history. The material is highly weathered and lacks solid rock hardness. It's quite poorly consolidated at the surface due to heavy environmental exposure. We have identified the primary weathering processes here as hydrolysis and oxidation, evidence further by root penetration and clear signs of surface erosion.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Nur Harizan Hafiz bin Muhammad Nur Shafi'i. My metric number is EGT10303 and today I will explain about Outcrop 3. So this is the temporal and spatial data. The date is 15 April 2026. The time is 12:30 p.m. Malaysian time. The GPS coordinate is 5 degree 4440 north, 101 degree 5217 east. The location is Ailanas, Kelantan, specifically at UMK. The elevation is 80 meters. So the picture here is tell us about the outcrop is heading to 160 degrees south. So next, for outcrop dimension and sketching, So this outcrop appears as a low and elongated rock exposure located on a gently sloping surface. The estimated height of the outcrop is 1.0 meter, determined by comparing the rock with the person in the sketch who is about 170 centimeter tall. So for the estimated width, the estimated width is around 2.5 meter. The rock surfaces show an irregular and fractured texture, indicating the effect of weathering and erosion over time. So, based on the sketch, the outcrop is partially exposed above the ground surface and surrounded by grassy vegetation, suggesting that only a portion of the rock body is visible. So lastly, the physical rock description. So for the color, the outcrop is a gray in color with brownish orange to yellowish hues observed on the certain surfaces, likely caused by oxidation and weathering process. So the rock is highly consolidated and classified as a very hard, with an estimated hardness of about 6 to 7 on the Mohs scale. So the surface texture appears rough and fractured, indicating that the rock has undergone both chemical and physical weathering. So the evidence of a chemical weathering can be seen through oxidation and minor root penetration from surrounding vegetation, especially within the upper soil layer. The physical weathering is mainly related to the stress relief due to the cut slope environment. The removal of overlying material may have caused the rock to expand slightly, resulting in visible cracks and fractures on the exposed surfaces. Overall, the outcrop shows the moderate weathering while still maintaining a strong and compact structure.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Danish Bezamrul, metric number E25A3651. Today, I want to present about outcrop number 4. The data for this site was recorded on April 18, 2026 at 3:56 p.m. In terms of its geographical context, the outcrop is situated in Air Lanas, Kelantan, within the ground of University Malaysia Kelantan Jeli campus. The spatial data indicates a precise location of 544.43 north and 101.53 east, with an elevation of 50 meters above sea level. This specific site is characterized by its proximity to a water source and thick greenery as illustrated in the primary photograph. Now we go to outcrop dimensions and sketching. From the sketch, by comparing the rock to the individual in the frame, whose height is 178 centimeters, we determine the outcrop stand at approximately by 1 meter tall. Furthermore, the width is estimated to be 2.2 meters. Although the rock surfaces are clearly visible, they are partially covered by growing branches, which we have carefully detailed in the field sketch to provide a clearer perspective of its structure. Lastly, we are now focusing on the physical rock description. The rock appears a dark greyish charcoal hue color. It is remarkably durable, ranking between 6 and 7 on the Mohs hardness scale, and consists of a dense collection of smaller fragments cement. We identify three distinct weathering processes affecting the outcrop. First, chemical weathering, which is occurring via hydrolysis and oxidation, altering some mineral composition in the rock. Second one is biological weathering, as the growth of moss, algae, and root pressure gradually can break down the rock. And the third one is physical weathering, is primarily driven by fluvial abrasion, a process where the constant flow of water and sediment causes the rock surface to wear down over time. That's all for me. I will pass to my next presenter.
To conclude, outcrops are our window into the Earth history. By combining physical details with the precious mapping data, we build a clear model of the local geology. That's all from us. Thank you.